A lot of people are saying that the Kings have no shot, like no shot to win a playoff series, let alone win a playoff game this season. But I have to disagree, because throughout the whole season the Kings have shown otherwise. But I understand where people are coming from, because the last time that the Kings actually made the playoffs was 16 years ago. This is how the lineup looked back then when the Kings made the playoffs. Some of you might know the players, some of you might don't. But the thing about this team is that they did not have a clear-cut superstar player on the team. They just had a well-rounded team that had good chemistry with each other, which is comparable to the Kings of today. Bro, the Kings of today, right, this season, they have been really fun to watch. Let's just get right into the video and find out if the Kings can actually win a playoff series this season. As I'm recording this video, the Kings have reached the 2nd seed in the Western Conference and are 8 games ahead of the 7th seed, which means the chances of them missing the playoffs are very slim right now, since they only have 12 games left of their regular season. While looking at this, we can also see that the Kings have a legit shot to get that 1st seed, especially with how the Nuggets are struggling as of late. When we used to look at the Kings, we knew that they had no identity. But ever since Mike Brown took over the head coaching job in that team, they have looked completely different. You have seen the results. And I gotta say, when the Kings signed Mike Brown for the head coach job, I was not that optimistic about it, you know? But now, seeing how the Warriors are struggling, you know, I'm not trying to say the Warriors are struggling because of Mike Brown is not the assistant coach anymore for them, but that voice is missing on that locker room. And that voice is now with the Sacramento Kings, and we're seeing how positive it is on a team, because Mike Brown is a coach that is not scared to let the players know what they need to know, like what they need to hear, you know what I mean? Like, he lets Fox and Sabonis, like, yo, you gotta speak up, you gotta hold each other accountable, you gotta challenge each other, you gotta challenge your teammates to perform at a higher level. And bro, Mike is doing such a good job on this team, because you see players holding each other accountable, communicating with each other on the defensive end, communicating on offense, and you see the bond, that the chemistry that that team has built is incredible, because you never used to see that from the Kings in the last 3, 4, 5 years. You know, and I haven't been watching the Kings for the last 16 years, but I have been watching them consistently for the last about 7 to 8 years, and I never felt that even when they had DeMarcus Cousins back then, you know what I mean? And that is why when you watch them play, you see them trying really hard, like they give it their all. There's not one possession you could say that, okay, it happens sometimes that every now and then in a possession they don't try as hard or make a lot of mistakes, but you see right away on the sideline that Mike Brown is frustrated and will call a timeout. He's not afraid to call a timeout, get his team together and let them know, like, yo, what are we doing right now? You know, and that is why when we look at some stats, we can see that the Kings have the best offensive rating in the NBA, and they have the 7th worst defensive rating in the NBA as well. And it's a little bit worrisome, you know, because when it comes to playoff time, we all understand defense wins championship. We all know that. And the last, I don't know, 20 teams to win a championship, they have had a top 5 defensive rating in the NBA. There was one team that stood out. I think it was the Warriors in the 2017 season, that 2nd ring that they won with Kevin Durant, the Warriors, you know. In that season, they didn't have a top 5 defense, you know. They had like a top 7, top 8 defense, I think it was, and they were able to still win a championship, but their offense was like out of this world, you know. And that's kind of like how the Kings are. I'm not saying the Kings are winning the championship, don't get me wrong. When it matters most, right, we can see that in the clutch, in the last 5 minutes of a game, the Kings can elevate their offense to an extent that will put them way ahead of everybody in the NBA. Like, their offensive rating is crazy, and they can play a little bit better defense on that end when it matters most. And you could make a legit case that they are the clutchest team in the NBA. 1, they haven't lost an overtime game this season. They are 4-0 on that end, right? 2, they have the clutchest player in the NBA, De'Aaron Fox. Bro, De'Aaron Fox is the clutchest player in the NBA. When it comes to the clutch, this guy's playing out of his mind. He already has 3 game winners this season. 3! And the latest came against the Chicago Bulls last Wednesday, where the game was tied up 114 apiece, and it was like 5 seconds left of the game. He drives it up, shoots a 3, like over the left corner, and hits it wide open. His confidence is out of this world, bro. But I can't forget to mention that in that game, it took a comeback effort after being down 16 points in the first half for the Kings to actually win that game. But eventually they won that game because of Fox. You know, he went hero mode in that game, which also included, there was a one point in that game where he hit a jumper that looked like it would have iced the game. And if I remember correctly, it was like 112 to 106 at that moment. And after that, Levine and DeRozan was like, no. 40 seconds left, right? The score was 112, 106. And DeMar DeRozan and Levine were like, no, we're not letting this game finish. Levine comes back, gets fouled, hits both free throws. Then I think on the other end, Harrison Barnes gets fouled. He hits both free throws, so the game's like 114 to 108. And right after that, Levine comes back, dunk. And then, actually, DeRozan hit a 3, and it was an N1. And then eventually the game was tied up 114 with like 5 seconds left. And De'Aaron Fox just went up to his, just like it was nothing, and hit that 3, bro, and won the game. And it was crazy, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, De'Aaron Fox is the clutchest player right now in the NBA. At the beginning of the season, at one point, we're saying like Shai, then, you know, Damian Lillard at one point. You can even say Stephen Curry. But the clutchest player, when you look at stats, is De'Aaron Fox. I came across this stat here, right, that shows just how far ahead he is from the rest of the other clutch players this season. De'Aaron Fox has scored 180 total clutch points. We're talking about, look at the second guy, 138. How much is that? About 42? 42 points difference. And then look at his field goal percentage, 55% on the clutch. Come on, man. And then look at the record, 21-13. That's the best. Like, when you look at the clutch stats, he's the best. Like, nobody can touch him. And I think this year they are making a new award, like the clutchest player of the year. De'Aaron Fox is going to be the first guy to win that award. Like, he's the clutchest player, you know? He's not just being clutch this season. He's putting up incredible numbers. He's putting up 25, 6 and 4 on a very good efficiency. And not only did he become a first-time All-Star this season, I feel like he needs to be an All-NBA player this season. He has to be, right? He's the clutchest player in the NBA. He's putting up good numbers. He's leading his team to almost the first seed in the Western Conference. You have to give him. I'm pretty sure they're not going to let him be first-team All-NBA. But he should at least be second-team All-NBA because he's been healthy. He's been leading his team to the playoffs, to almost the first seed in the Western Conference. He's been the clutchest player on the NBA. He deserves to be an All-NBA player. But let me know your thoughts about that down in the comment section. Also, I can't forget about Domantas Sabonis, bro. This dude is balling. 19, 12, and 7 on 61% from the field. Damn, that's crazy. Of course, they have been able to win so many games, you know, the Kings. When you have your two best players playing like that, playing so efficient, you're going to win a lot of games, even though you don't have a top 10 defense in the NBA, let alone a top 15 defense. And I haven't even mentioned how deep they are. Malik, Keegan, Kevin, Barnes, Lyles, Davian. Bro, they are deep. Malik is coming off the bench and giving them 14 points a game. You have Keegan, who's supposed to be a rookie but playing like a veteran. It's crazy how deep this team is. And I will go as far as to say that they have a legit top 5 roster in the NBA. At the beginning of the season, I wouldn't have said that, you know. But you have to give respect when it's due. This team is playing so great. They're the second seed in the Western Conference. And I cannot think of 5 teams right now off the top of my head that are better than them. One, I would say the Milwaukee Bucks, of course, because they have Giannis. You cannot go wrong with Giannis. Then you have the Celtics. They are, oh my God, the Celtics are incredible. Then maybe the 76ers, you know. You can maybe put the Denver Nuggets ahead of them. But then after that, you cannot put a lot of teams ahead of the Kings. Then you have to put the Kings there as a top 5 team in the NBA. You could probably put the Memphis Grizzlies when they are 100% once Ja Morant comes back. You could put maybe the Suns, but we don't know a lot about the Suns because Kevin hasn't been able to have a lot of playing time with them. You know, Warriors, without Andrew Wiggins and their defense being that bad, you don't know. So I have to say, like, right now, I'm confident that the Kings are a top 5 team in the NBA. Did you know that they have actually been the best team on the road with a record of 22-13? 22-13. We all know how important it is to be well at home and on the road. Look at the Warriors. At home, the Warriors play like the 73-9 Warriors. On the road, they're playing like the 7-53 Bobcats. Don't even know that record, how much or what, or did they win 9 games. On the road, the Warriors are playing like the worst team in the NBA, and at home, they play like the best team in the NBA. You know? And you know how important it is to dominate at home, of course, but you have to be able to win some games on the road. When the playoff starts, bro, and you do not have home court advantage like the Warriors won't have, you are in trouble. And the Kings, bro, can go anywhere. They have beaten the Lakers, they have beaten the Warriors, they have beaten the Mavs, they have beaten the Nuggets. They just lost against the Bucks. They beat the Knicks. Like, they can win on the road no matter where they go. No matter where they go. And that's important, you know? And I can't forget to mention, like, I came across another stat on ESPN, we're watching ESPN, that the Kings actually have the 10th best defense on the road, which is really important, right? I mentioned before, defense wins championships. And they have the 5th best offense on the road, which is also very good. Normally on the road, you cannot have your best offense because at home, you get animated, you get excited, the fans, loud, proof, they trying to motivate you. So at home, of course, offensively, you're going to be better. But on the road to have a 5th offensive rating, that's good, bro. That's good and very dangerous. And, you know, the thing about the Kings is whenever they are playing, it feels like a playoff game. It's not like you watch the Kings play and you think, oh, this game doesn't matter. No, bro, they play with intensity. Whoever they are playing and the Kings. So that's another reason why I'm saying, like, they could win a playoff series, bro. All the signs are showing that they could be a tough out and they could win the playoff series. And if we look at the standings, right? Let's say they end up with the 2nd seed and play the Warriors or anybody competing for that 7th spot. Can you honestly tell me right here that the Kings will lose to any of those teams? I don't think so. To me, the teams that can beat them are maybe the Nuggets. You can make a case for the Suns. You can make a case for the Clippers. But do I believe that they can beat them? No. You know, do I believe that they will lose against those teams? You know what I mean? No, I don't. You know what? I'm going to make a crazy prediction about the Sacramento Kings. They will make it to the conference finals this season. You heard it here first. You guys can come in another video later on when it's like June, or you guys can come and comment right now about it and give me hate for it, but they will make it to the conference finals. They will, bro. Everything shows that they can make it because everybody is struggling in the West. And the teams that will go deep in the playoffs is the team that have good chemistry. And tell me another team that has chemistry like the Kings right now. None. The Mavs are not that good chemistry. Clippers having trouble. The Lakers having trouble. The Warriors having trouble. The Minnesota Timberwolves having trouble. The Memphis Grizzlies having trouble. The Suns having trouble. The Nuggets are struggling right now. The only team that you can confidently say that they are playing well together and have a good chemistry are the Kings. And chemistry is very important in the playoffs, bro, because that team understands how each player plays. And they have a great head coach. Mike Brown, coaching ability is amazing. His adjustments, how he motivates his team, how they practice. I don't know if you guys have seen clips, how he keeps his players accountable. He holds them accountable. Nobody in the NBA right now, I would say that Mike Brown should be the head coach of the year. I would say so. Mike Brown has to be the head coach of the year. Nobody else can. And that's why I'm telling you guys, the Kings will make it to the conference finals this season. Write it down. Come back on another video in the future when it's June, or you can comment about it right now. Just let me know your thoughts about this prediction down in the comment section. Let's end the video like this, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you if you made it this far, of course. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And hopefully, we'll see each other in the next one.